Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Forest River Greywolf 26 DBH travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking on your campsite. There'll be plenty of room for that big awning to come out. On your off campsite, besides your slide, I also want you to think about your power and water connections. They are both going to be located at the rear of your unit and your off campsite just behind your tires. City water connection and your power for campsites. Once you arrive, get a good parking spot so you can utilize the facilities. First thing you're going to do is level your unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack, night docking light, lower or raise your unit. Should you lose power, underneath this stopper here, that hand crank will get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit, you got these stabilizing jacks with 3/4 inch hand crank. Get yourself a 4-pack of stabilizing jack pads. Then we're going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Good investment. Use your 10% off coupon, grab a 4-pack of those, put that down, and run these down just until they're taut. You don't want to lift the unit at all. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, go ahead and stop. Remember, we're already level, we're just stabilizing it. That's unit level and stable. Next thing we're going to do is hook up your power and water. Big long 30 amp cord plugs in the back here. Where these Furions go in. Kind of go into the left, turn it to your right, and then put on your gray washer. Gotta lock that on. Once, if you ever have to plug into a 110, at the end of that 30 amp service, you can take this 30 to 15 adapter and put on there to plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. At campsites, we're gonna hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting water in here. Hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Your hot water heater is going to be located at the front of your off campsite, right at the very front. All we're doing at this point now, making sure our drain plug's back in. Throw a little plumber's tape around that, not putty. Get that in there nice and snug. It's 1 1/8 inches. Once it's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if your hose has been on for a little bit, go ahead and go inside and open up your slide, because I need you to get in there and open up all your water taps. Once you get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water, shut them off, then you can turn on this hot water heater from indoors. If for some reason your hot water heater isn't working, look to see if these are bubbled up, press them back in there, just reset valves. Then you do have an on-off electric element down here that is set to off. The only time you ever want to turn that on is if you're plugged into 110. Well, you got 2 drain plugs here. The little one's still good, but they gave you a brand new one. Now, let's say we're going to go boondocking or dry camping. We're not going to hook up to city water. In that case, we're just going to fill up our fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. One is an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your battery. In black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it is full, remove your hose, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp, and we'll walk you around the rest of the unit, starting here on the off campsite rear. Got all this storage up underneath here. Your black and gray tank dumps. Fresh water and city water connection. You got an outdoor shower. Your 751 key will fit in there. Got a low point drain right there. Again, coming around your slide up front, you have your cable hookup. Your main low point drain. Right up underneath there. Coming around front, your battery connections. Again, check them, make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. The propane does come with a cover and is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. And green means you've got gas. Coming around the other side, you're prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Pass through storage. You have an outdoor fridge here and griddle. A prep sink just below that, so you quick connect LP for that. Outdoor spray pour shower over here. A couple outdoor speakers. That's a vent for your microwave. That is the access panel to the back of your fridge. And over here you can plug in TV here. 110 and cable hookups. Couldn't really see that low point drain from the other side. Let me show you here. You can see it from over there, up toward the front there. Your black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping your black tanks. Your separate entryway. Accessory hitch. Just remove these cotter pins to get that down. You also prep for a backup camera. You can get one of those purchased and put it on here. And that about covers everything outside. Let's take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside your unit, first thing I like to point out is this fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry door in case of an emergency. Immediately to the left up top, slide control, lighting, awning. On your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until your flap falls down. It's a little wet from being washed right now. Let's see if I can get it to fall down. But these will continue to run themselves up and out backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you only run it out until your flap falls down. If it is wet, you will want to go ahead and let it dry out and that flap will finally fall. Your LED lighting, bunk area. Over here's a control panel where you can check your brand new battery. Your fresh water, that's one button I said you can hold down until when your potable water is full. And black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Coming inside to a self-explanatory microwave. Have your light and fan above your cooktop. Panel light here. The glass top makes a nice backsplash. Turn this to light. Hit your spark. There's your flame. Same thing on the oven. Turn this to light. Hit your spark down here. No need for a pilot light. And then set it to the desired temperature. Coming over to your Norcold fridge. If that light comes on, check it. Check your gas. Down below that is going to be your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Handful of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Pantry. Come back to the bathroom here. Turn our lighting on. One touch. 110 with GFCI reset here. Make sure don't forget to deadbolt your door in here at night. A little plumbing to maintain. It's all pretty much PEX nowadays. Keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. You have a hand crank open power exhaust vent in here. Lights off. A bunk area with their own 110 and USB B ports. Coming over here on the wall, 110 and your thermostat. Go ahead and crank your AC up. Hear that running? Shut that off. It'll shut off rather quickly. Now turn your furnace on. You'll notice when I shut your furnace off, it's going to take a few minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. There that goes. You can hear that kicking underneath the stove over there. And we'll shut that off. Coming over here, of course, you know your tabletop will lift off. Remove those legs. Set your tabletop on this wooden lip. Throw a couple cushions up there. It's another sleeping quarters. Before I leave this back area, by your steps, there is a 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. And the reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, and you're going to be gone for the whole day, disconnect your battery post to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Jackknife sofa. Simply lift up the front. A little bit of storage, but lay down your back. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Lift up, pull it towards you. Sofa with cup holders. Entertainment center area over here. Turn on your sound system. Hook up a TV here. I want to tell you, there's a little button next to your cable here. Make sure when you arrive at the campsite that light is green before you run your digital channel scan. Indoors or just outdoors. Nice for you on the sound system. Hook up your TV. That is a DVD CD player. Info on that right here. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. In order to turn that fireplace on, open up your cabinet, switch it down to fireplace. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat, folks. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, instead of wasting your gas, crank the heat up on this and you will electrically heat your unit up. Bedroom doors. Make sure that these are snapped open for travel. Not much to talk about in here. You do have a little storage under here. One touch lighting up here. USB and 110s next to the bed. Again, make sure your doors, both your doors here are snapped open. Let's act like we're going to leave the campsite and close the unit up. I like to go ahead and shut off all of my lights from here. Once all the lights are off, I can see all the individual accent lights. I just need to walk through and shut off real quick. Once I know I've got all my lighting off, head back up, turn on just my living room lights. It's the middle one, and we're going to bring our slide in. Doors and drawers. Make sure all your doors and drawers are closed. Your ladder is up on your bunk area, especially the door on this entertainment center. Slide tends to get real close to that. Make sure you batten down the hatches and secured everything for travel. Gotta slide in, shut off our lights, and exit the unit. Biggest thing on these steps, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it. See how close it comes there? Set that inside. Before you leave the dump station, in case you want to get in here and look at your levels of your dumps while you're dumping them, level of your tanks, make sure you lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. At this point, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, and our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be all the way at the rear of the unit on your off-camp side. Got 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull that black handle. That's going to be your sewage handle. Once that sounds like it's empty, no longer draining, open up your door, check your panel, make sure it's empty. Leave that black handle open. Come on around here and grab that hose at the dump station along with your water pressure regulator. Hook that hose up. Again, make sure your black handle's open and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all the nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that. Make sure all that washout that you just put in there drained out. Once that's done, go ahead and close your black handle and pull your gray one. That's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks, your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then you can conveniently and sanitarily store it right in here. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to come up here to these low point drains. Get up underneath here.